Hey everyone, and welcome to Unsupervised Consequences. I am your host, Dean of the Genetic Marvel, and I am discussing the aftermath of vacation. In my previous series, I discussed what I've been doing and how the lessons I've learned to go from over 450 pounds to a very, very elegant 290 pounds. Um, and that series led up to a vacation I had planned with my wife. That was going to involve a lot of indulgence and a lot of enjoyment, and which it did. And as you can see from the thumbnail, here is me at Harry Potter World, which there are pictures to come, wearing the sorting hat. I was exhausted at that point because we had walked the entire thing, and we were going to wear that. So that is, hey, Freda. Yeah, thank you. It was a great trip, but as I said, the issue was I came back. I had gained a little over 16 pounds. Uh, a lot of people were very kind and said, "Hey, man, it was water weight. Don't worry about it." And hey, Serge, my wife took that picture, and that's why she says it's an awesome hat because I looked absolutely ridiculous. Now, that all being said, water weight. Well, and you know what? It was uh, it was a lot more than water. I'll tell you that much. But that was the thing was that when we finally left, we had to stop over in Iceland, which was very exciting. It was just a layover in the airport. We didn't go through customs or anything, but we enjoyed our last meal of decadence, which was very enjoyable. But from that point on, which is around with the time change, it was 1 p.m. Toronto time, um, and I fasted until today at 6 p.m. And I broke my fast well, and then proceeded to eat a horrible dinner. But it's Saturday night. Let's not be hasty. Now, that all being said, today what I want to talk about. Hey, what's up, Walkie Talkies? Are neat. You can lose it again. Well, that's the thing. So up until today, I have lost about 11 pounds so far, which, like I said, yeah, sure, part of it was water. A lot of it was more than water. So I feel much better, less inflamed, because we took two flights in one day. So my all my joints were hurting. It was very frustrating. And you know what? My wife was kind enough to assist and help me find elevators, so I didn't have to go up and down stairs because my knees were hurting a lot. But all that being said, uh, yeah. So it feels really good. I definitely probably gained a pound today, but the whole point was that uh, I I wanted to prove both to myself and for this process that we could duplicate results. Being able or being comfortable with the knowledge that I've gained, trusting in that process and being able to duplicate it. Because I'll be honest with you, I'm still fat, right? I have another 50 to 70 pounds to go. And I'm excited for it. I have a friend who's getting married in October, and I told him I'm going to look better than him at his wedding, and he's just going to have to suck it. And that is has now motivated him to also start trying to fast and work on his health as well because he's had some issues. Um, he's in good shape. He rose, but for him, he's like, oh, I gotta lose weight. And I'm like, I think you're gorgeous the way you are, my friend. But all that being said, thank you, Overrated. I really appreciate you uh, and your support. But one of the things that came up today, and this was something that I was discussing with my wife, was the idea of trust, trusting the process. We all agree that you're pretty hot and tempting. Hey, you too, there, buddy. Um, but that's one of the things was having trust in the process because I'm trying to figure out is it our bodies that are a holes or our minds? Because I learned a saying a little while ago that said that we are just horny electric meat floating around, which is a great description. Sometimes you have to shock the system to get back to that. Absolutely, absolutely. And you know what? Listen, I did fast for 77 hours, which ended today. I felt great. I we ate a little bit like a little bit decadently. I ended my fast with eggs, which is very has worked out quite well. I felt great, but the problem was I kind of opened the doors, and that leads to stomach. Oh, that brings me so much joy. And you know what? That's the thing is one of the things that I want to talk about today was with regards to trust in the process was that having that trust in ourselves is one of the hardest things. Right, you lost a ton of weight, and you were mentioned that you're back on trying to fight again, and which is awesome. But that's the thing is, for me, it brings me great joy to inspire and to help people, and that's why, like, I love it that you guys are commenting. I thank you for the support. I know not everyone is available every day, and hell, I'm not even available every day, but I'm a jackass. So that being said, we were going to a friend's degree work in Taekwondo today, and I said, you know what, I'm not. I know generally where it was, but I said, you know what? I told my wife, plug it into the GPS in your phone, and we'll try and get there. Now, that being said, uh, we be your jackasses too. If I ever have a huge fan base, they will be called the jackasses. This has been so. It is written, so it shall be done. So, uh, my wife pulled up the GPS and it said to take the Don Valley Parkway. So I live in Toronto, close to the highway. The highway is the Don Valley Parkway, or referred to as the DVP. And sure enough, it was red all the way down. And I said, you know what? I'm going to take a different route. Now, in doing that, that's because I am a nerd. And I love maps and roads and learning different little secret ways to get places. I have duped people before and said, "Oh yeah, listen, I'll meet you there," and they're like, "Oh, I bet you could beat you there." Sure, go for it, and I will masterfully have my little back ways to get in there. But this time I did that, and the whole time Google was telling me to get back to the highway, get back to the highway, get back to the highway. The highway was full of traffic. Where I was, easy peasy lemon squeezy. It wasn't until we were almost back on the highway that said, "Okay, fine, go back on the highway here." And now I am developing a character for my comedy. It's named the Dino. It is the Greek man, and I jokingly said to my wife, "I go, you see, the Google is slow, but the man knows. Eh? I am much faster than the Google." Now, I think it's a funny joke because, well, it is, and I have a good sense of humor. But even my wife laughed a little bit. But the whole idea was trusting myself and my own knowledge, my own abilities, skill, experiences. It made us actually be on time for this event. We knew we were going to be a little late, but less late than we could have been. Um, that's one of the hard things about this is trusting yourself, trusting your knowledge. We all can be idiots. This is a reasonable thing because we've all heard the saying, the more you know is the more you know you don't know. So if we can operate with a certain degree of trust in our own resources, our own mental capacity, but also I would forget. Yeah, right. Like, listen, unless it's off peak hours, you definitely stay away from the highway. Right. That's just being knowledgeable. But listen, the Google, go on the highway. This is will be safer. No, false. It is incorrect, and that's one of the things. So there's uh, two factors that come into play. Was number one, trusting your experience, understanding, and the work you've actually put in. It's hard. It our minds betray us when it comes to trusting our own abilities and skills. So there's that side. But then the other side is to be open and accepting of our lack of understanding for other things. That dichotomy of knowledge and in an inquisitive spirit is supposedly one of the keys to youth and keeping an active mind and not suffering from long-term mental degradation. One of those things where having the inquisitiveness of youth, where everything can be new, amazing, inspiring, is a battle I think that most adults are losing, not fighting, but losing. And accepting that we can be wrong uh, all the time is fair, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't be trusting ourselves either. And that balance is definitely one of the key concepts that especially now coming back into the process. Um, like I said, right now, this series I was thinking of doing just for 2 weeks, um, and focusing on bringing that weight down with my experiences. Like today, I've only walked quite a bit, probably a few kilometers, just as that exercise, and lots of water, fairly clean, and then had a very delicious dinner. But trusting that process was key, and it was integral to making sure that I was able to get out of my own way. Nobody's an expert in everything. It's impossible. But we can take the time to become proficient. And um, if we keep that open mind and willingness to learn, is we can become reliably knowledgeable. And that simple connector kind of eliminates a series of um, frustrations, issues, or roadblocks, as we call them, from reaching our goals. One of the things that I shared in my last series was this diagram, where it kind of goes through all the roadblocks preventing you from changing your life. Because, listen, we're not children here. We understand that there is a huge amount of effort and understanding when it comes to changing our process, because we get comfortable. And what's comfortable is easy. What's easy is repeatable, and we can grin and bear it. So today, that was one of the big uh, lessons, was that balance between trusting your experience and understanding in processes and things we learn, but also being open to new knowledge will give us the ability to not just um, duplicate our successes, but even outperform our previous success. And I think that is one of the keys that we understand between achieving our goals, but also making adjustments in our life so that we can really push forward. I've given the example of other people I know that have gone through and had surgery and things. Sometimes that's a great solution, because realistically, every little bit helps. Every step counts, and there's no reason we can't accept help. For me, I'm an idiot. As I said, I'm a complete fucking jackass. So when it comes to um, uh, uh, trusting someone else's process, my mind betrays me and my body betrays me. It's important that I am more mm, strict on myself and careful so that I can achieve. And that's where I'm at right now. And I'm really excited. So I'll leave it there for today. I hope you found this beneficial. If you have, please feel free to share it on your own social media, or with friends and family, or anyone you think might be beneficial. I am going to be going for the next 14 days, every day around 10, 11 o'clock, depending, as I'm going to be trying to do some live comedy in the next couple weeks just to get back out there. But as I said, I'm going to be going through the process and giving updates daily with regards to my weight. So I am posting that on all my social media. So you can find me at Dean the Genetic Marvel everywhere. And please do, in the meantime, stay vigilant, go out for a walk, and keep on trying every day, because you only had to do today once, and tomorrow is a new challenge and new adventure.